Live from Las Vegas
Atlanta, Georgia.
Texas.
and Texas. Man, we are around the country here, aren't we? A little bit of everywhere. Today's guest is we're going to have Marcelle. Marcelle is a little fish in the kitchen. She's a great person and also a great cook.
Thank you.
Comes to us. Me and you met through Mike. Okay, matter of fact,
Yes.
a lot of people I know came from Mike, right here.
Through me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored.
So now,
As
normally
your
we have
producer, I am honored.
normally we have Lee here, but Lee had there was a death in the family, and he had to go attend that. So, dude,
Oh, no.
dude jumped up and said, "Yep, I'll fill in for him." So we appreciate. Mike's our producer.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Marcelle.
So if you don't like something, there's
Yeah, not her.
no there. That's
Right
the
here.
one to blame.
Yeah.
Damn, this stuff gets all reversed. It's
Cheers.
hard to
So-
know. Oh, by the way, this is not alcoholic. So it's when you see it turn this way, it ain't alcoholic.
Uh-oh. Let's see here.
I'm
Okay,
just,
we're gonna drop it in.
At least this
This
time.
is.
All right, so today we invited Marcelle from, like I said, Little Fish in the Kitchen. She's also a great cook, and we connected
Thank
sort of with some of her recipes and stuff like that, and some things she made, and I said, I got to give that a try. So that's why she's
She's a
here.
great
So,
cook.
yeah,
Great
Marcelle, why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel, and we'll move on from there.
my channel started really 6 years ago. I got on YouTube and I kind of piddled around with it a little bit, but I write a food blog, and I've been writing my blog since 2011, and been doing that for a while. And I always kind of wanted to get on YouTube. I was super nervous to do it. My first couple of videos, I didn't speak. It's just my hands, like I do in my videos now, but I speak first now. Back then, it was just all my hands and speaking, or no speaking and music. And then I finally got brave and started talking. But I share all kinds of food. I just have a general love of cooking. It is it's comforting for me to cook. It's fun for me to cook. And I just enjoy it a lot. So I share sweets and low carb and, kind of, I'm all over the place. In fact, that's why I named my blog A Little Fish in the Kitchen, because back when I started my blog, 11 or 12 years ago, I probably had the pick of any name. Like I could have named like Home and Hearth or Smells Like Home or anything like that. And I was sitting in my mom's house and I was like, what would I say about a blog? Like, what would I say about me? And I was like, I'm like a fish. I'm like a fish in a bowl. I'm all over the place. I'm like a little fish in the kitchen. This was me brainstorming after 3 or 4 glasses of wine at my mom's house. That's how A Little Fish in the Kitchen was born. It's really not any deeper than that, but it is what I feel like.
I think a lot of channels started that way,
Oh yeah.
but you were successful, very successful. And I do follow your
Oh.
blog as well. So everybody make sure to follow her blog.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Promote your blog. Where we find that at?
It's just a littlefishinthekitchen.com.
Okay.
I bought the .com.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
You better than me. I'm cheap. Yeah.
so we all came to know one another from Mike, like I said before.
Yeah.
Mike's
Not
lives and stuff
me.
like that.
Not me. That might. That might.
Not-
No. Point the finger at
Sorry.
yourself.
Playing with
Yeah, I'm
a
not-
green screen for the first time.
Ah,
It's a green screen for the first time ever. Yeah, that's not working.
And I sometimes it's not a little fish in the kitchen. Sometimes it's a little genius in the kitchen, because you flat come up with some stuff.
yes.
Oh, well, thank you. Easy.
Well, I'm looking at your blog right now. I'm on your site, and you've got some great recipes out there. I mean, chicken Alfredo bake, easy. Talk about delicious.
Oh, well, thank you. That's a
Caesar
lot of it.
wraps. Yeah.
That's a lot of it too. Is I try to keep my food easy with big flavors. That's like kind of my calling card. I do take some shortcuts, like I'll, buy a jar of Alfredo sauce or, things like that. But it's always kind of semi-homemade, a lot of the things I do. But thank you. Yeah, that's a big draw. I mean, I'm a mom, and I have school age kids and everything. So easy and delicious are always a big thing with me. And I always feel. Sorry,
Go ahead,
Tom. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's kind of the thing. Like I always feel like I always feel good about a recipe when somebody says that was so easy, but it was so good. I was like, yes, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth, though?
Yeah. Here's my question. I'm an old goat, okay, and I'm solely doing this for health reasons because I was tired of taking all the medications and stuff, and this worked. This actually worked. It made a lot of sense to me as far as cutting back on sugar, which is we all know is, and I don't get into that tirade about it. There's still people that eat sugar and it doesn't bother them whatsoever. So I'm just, I guess when you hit that certain age, or whatever. My question is, okay, how do you curb the children? How do you not let them get carried away with too much sugar, too many treats? And what's that fine line of making them healthy dinners rather than junk?
Well, my particular two, it's just balance and talking to them about it. And, Lord knows, I'm a sugar addict myself. So I try to temper that, and I try to, model that in what we do. Like we eat a nice healthy dinner, at least take a bite of the carrots, try something new. We encourage that. And then we have treats. And I just try to teach them balance. Luckily my kids, knock on wood, they're perfectly healthy. I don't have any, chronic problems. None of us do, luckily, and so we just try to keep, cavities at bay, really,
Yeah. And see, that's where I look at my daughter and I say, she's got two. One son's 21 still at home, and the other one's going to be 15 or is 15. And they're huge. They're both over 6 foot. Okay. And they're constantly boom, boom, boom. And I said to her, how do you balance it? She says, Pop, I really can't. She says, they just at bay, they'll just wipe out the pantry.
Oh, well, it's everybody's different. I talk to my kids. I just try to make them aware, but they still, even all the talking in the world, like, they'll still get in there. They'll wipe out all the granola bars, they still do,
Yeah. My mother had 2 teenage boys at the same time. My sisters are both older than me, and my brother's just a little younger than me, a year and a half younger than me. And so, yeah, we ate her out of house and home for a while.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my son is 16 and my daughter is 10. And so they're both going through these little, growth spurts here. And so I can tell when they're going through a growth spurt because they're bottomless pits. Like they're just hungry.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
My mother used to say to me, I think you have a tapeworm. Because I was constantly eating stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So I know some of the stuff that you do is it's basically all from scratch. Matter of fact, you keyed me up with cauliflower rounds. You made bread sandwiches, made the rounds out of it.
Yeah.
And Lance from Sleeper Barbecue, I watched him and he was making something, but he was making with fried onions.
Okay.
Oh no. So I made the rounds for a sandwich that I did, and it was with fried onions. So I sort of take a lot from other channels and stuff that I watch and stuff. Do you do the same thing, or do you follow a specific recipe type of thing, or?
Oh no, I think I take inspiration from everywhere. I have a small cookbook collecting problem. And I like to sit and look through those books all the time, and I'll take inspiration from those. If I were to copy a recipe like verbatim, I'll give credit, and say this was, I didn't need to do anything to this, I'll put this out there. But then, take things, change it, you make it your own. It's like I tell people on my channel, come back and tell me how you made this your own,
Right. Right.
But I just made those. It's funny. We had hamburgers tonight. I'm going to show you something, but I legit make that recipe all the time. Like I just made these today.
There you go.
So
did you bring enough for everybody?
I'm not playing. Yes. I do. Y'all come on over.
But that would be some commute.
Mhm.
I tell you.
I don't know. So I mean, Keto Mike. Okay, he does. I sort of made him the scientist of the gang. All right,
No. Get it right. It was the mad scientist.
and, and we all go back and forth. In fact, I haven't been participating lately with the text going back and forth. But Mike, the dude, he sort of cooks like we do. I mean, as far as off the cuff, try to change something up, make it a little bit different, everything like that. So I get a sense from your channel, Marcelle, that you put it out there for people to try, and it's okay to make a change here and there. You know, and that's sort of what I like about it.
I encourage it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm with you, Marcel. I tell them, please, if it's somebody that's got a YouTube channel, make it. Post a video. I want to see how you did it. I want to see what you did with it. I love watching that.
That's why I think that's another thing why we all do this. We like to share and, like to, educate, if you will, put things out there and hope to inspire people to cook more at home. I think we all have that in common for sure,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, this mad scientist bit went so far as Charlie. Charlie said, I haven't been able to do it because I haven't been able to cook much with the hand being the way it is. My experimentation has been limited as a result. Charlie sent me a lab coat to wear, and he's got it engraved on it, or whatever you call it, monogram, whatever it is you call it, with my name and all. And I want this thing to heal because I want to do a mad scientist video. But right now.
How much longer?
Well, it just depends. It's the problem is right around the scar because it's so raised up and all. It's real tender. And the doctor told me, said, I can't hold a spoon like this and stir. I can't do this and stir. I can hold it like a pencil and do it, but you're not getting very far.
Yeah,
it doesn't work real well. So,
Mike, isn't that why we have grandkids?
Yeah,
Come on.
but they don't live with me. That's the problem. But the video coming out tomorrow, and Paige cooks.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the therapist was out here and said probably 6 to 8 more weeks for me, Marie said to me she wants a second opinion. She said, this stuff ain't working here. No good.
Tom, I watched. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. But Tom, I watched your video where you made those ribs, and you were like tasting the one, and you're like, "Oh, Marie doesn't see me eat this."
So, what's your best? How can I say it? What's your best cooking? What's your best recipes that you like to do? Is it more desserts? Being that you're sugary.
I am sugary. It's like a real sugar problem. And I like to make cakes and cookies. We all enjoy those things. Like I actually have an apple pie recipe coming up, and I did some no-bake pumpkin cookies, which were really good, very sweet, very sweet.
I couldn't. I turned it on. I'm like, oh God, why is she doing this to me? No, a couple of your recipes.
Talking about
doing, like,
it is. Those sweet. When you do something sweet, I'm like, oh my Lord, that looks so good.
Yeah, well, I love all that. I don't really know. I think probably casseroles. I really like casseroles. Like I posted King Ranch chicken, and then the Alfredo. I've got some others I need to post. There are things I genuinely make all the time, and it's like, why have I not posted this anywhere? And I'm trying to get better about that. I think somewhere in my head there are things I make so commonly around here that they just don't seem like they'd be exciting. Yeah. But maybe somebody else will want to make these things.
So what is your inspiration behind doing it? Your next cook. What is the inspiration behind doing it that you have for a video?
Oh, that I have for a video. Now those are for a video. I have like some events coming up, like blog events I'm going to participate in, and I plan those out. A lot of times, like when I'm really cooking, like you see me cooking, I'm cooking dinner for people here, and sometimes it's just kind of, oh God, I'm going to go ahead and film this, because I have a hard time being organized enough to plan. I was like, I'm just going to film dinner tonight, and so yeah, unfortunately, I'm not that organized, but there are some times I need to be. So I don't know if that answered any questions or not, but
Close enough for government work.
Yeah. Now when you do low carb stuff and everything like that, do you let the family know that it's low carb, or just put it out on the table?
I will. Let's just put it this way. Okay, I always have things around here I know my kids will eat. And so, I might have like the frozen turkey burgers and buns are here. There's always popcorn chicken in the fridge. There's always hot dogs. There's always pasta and sauce. And so if I'm going to make something that's really low carb and it's got a ton of vegetables in it, and like squash and things like that, I know my kids won't touch. I just make it anyway. And then they've got other things here they can have, As I get older, I used to cater to them a lot more probably than I do now. Yeah, and as they get older as well.
Yeah.
Because they can cook for themselves, especially my 16-year-old. He's pretty handy in the kitchen. I've taught him a lot. So
Let's see.
I think it's important. Well, we all do. We think it's important to get them in there in the kitchen and let them start having at it. And
Got to learn somewhere.
Oh,
That's for sure.
yeah, I mean, that's
yeah, I wish. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So that brings up another question. Like, okay, my situation where we have custody of our 2 and 3.5-year-old grandchildren, right? So, and they love to cook with me. They love to watch Food Network, things like that on TV. How old were your kids when you introduced them to the kitchen? Or
My
was there
son,
like maybe a specific time frame, or?
oh, very little. My son was making biscuits with me when he was 3, and he was cracking eggs with me. And I have videos and pictures when he was very little, and he's
How'd
featured
that
a
go
lot.
with the
Actually,
eggs? Did you have to buy
he enjoyed
the
it.
18
Sometimes he
pack?
thought, let's just put it this way. I made sure his hands were super clean. Because a lot of, he was 3, and so he would crack it and then just kind of latch onto it, and it would like run through his hands. And I was like, all right, we're going in here. And so, but the thing with the kids, I had to think about that, the veggies and stuff with the kids. I do some things where I guess I'm kind of sneaky with the veggies, like, making zucchini bread, and then I make a homemade ramen that is like literally a bunch of vegetables cooked in chicken broth that I puree up, and I toss noodles, toss it with the ramen noodles, and that's my answer to like creamy chicken ramen.
Very smart.
And
there you go.
But it's a ton of vegetables in there. And I can tell my daughter that actually has zucchini in it, that has broccoli in it, that has everything. It's pureed up with chicken broth. It's delicious. They eat it. But if I set broccoli in front of her or a plate of zucchini, I mean, it would be like chaos. She would be like, what even is that?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't happen. So you got to be sneaky.
I used to have my grandsons. We used to watch the little guy, and from like, I guess he was like 2 or 3 years old, and Marie had never had a problem standing him up on a chair. He loved to put the white apron on. Okay, we'd take his shirt off and he'd put the white apron on, and he would go to town. Okay, matter of fact, he couldn't say knife; he would say wife. Okay, so she had them little knives, like it looks like a butter knife. It's like 5 or 6 in the thing, and they were like spreading for parties and stuff. Well, she gave that to him. When he came over, that was his knives. So he would scream out, "My wives, my wives!" But he would dive right in, and then that's how I got him to eat different vegetables and stuff. Okay, let him help me with it. I'd shut the stove off and just let him with the big spoon and let him stir it around, and he was part of it. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
that's a big start for them going and getting older. So
That's what we do
It,
as well.
it is. Yeah. My
Mike,
teenager. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Yeah.
I can talk about my kids all day, so you can tell me to
Yeah.
stop. But my teenager's gotten a lot better, and he's experimenting with stuff, and he wants to try stuff, and some things are a hit and some things are a miss. My daughter's still very stubborn. She's 10. She just she don't like it. She don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll come around with it and everything like that.
Oh yeah. And but yeah, they've been cooking with me a lot. I have a video that just popped up in my Facebook memories of my daughter when she was 4, and she was helping me make chicken tenders, and she was on the chair and she's wearing her little apron, and her hair was so much longer and she was so tiny, but she had the chicken tenders and she's breading them and coating them, and then she had the baking sheet like off to the side, and she's here doing what she's doing, and she wouldn't set the chicken tenders down. She would like chunk them into the pan and go all sideways, but she was so into what she was doing, and she was like patting them and then just chunking that chicken onto the pan. It was so funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
It's a knack. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When they start learning that very early and stuff. Hey, when I was a kid, I had a hot dog wagon. That got me into it. And then I got into cooking more and more. I was a dishwasher. Okay, and then I was the way the sink and everything was set up, and where the kitchen was set up, the line cooks were right there, and the chef, he would take the hot sizzle pans and take them and throw them across the room because he was so busy into the sink. I picked it up, threw it back at him. So they said, guess what? We're going to move you up a little bit because it looks like you want to get over there. But yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to start teaching them young as far as what's, and that's too sugary. I don't know. I wouldn't have that right now. We're here just a little bit, just to let them know what's going on with it. But because we are in a health dilemma right now with people. And on my other channel, in fact, when I get done with this, I'm going to put something up on my other channel. I'm going to let them have it because it's
What's
amazing.
the other channel?
Seniors Food and Life.
I don't know about this channel.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's just me and Marie, and we go off about other different things.
Oh,
Stuff like that.
you know what? I'm so sorry. I think you did mention this a while back, but I'm so out of it. I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check that out.
See that? See how I get how things move. So I want to know how you and Dude met or came about.
How did we meet, Marcelle?
And it's back like 4 years ago, in like all the barbecue lives that used to go on that don't go on anymore. We met, I think, in all that, and maybe, yeah, I think it was over there, like Eastwind Farms.
Chris, yes. Now
yeah.
He'd had that Saturday night thing where they'd kick him off for a little bit because he was playing music, and then he'd go in under a different channel name and do the same thing, kind of make this rotation.
And then his 15 last songs. This is the last song. This is the last song.
Taking requests. This is the last song. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah.
I think a lot to there. And then you started your talk show that you had for a little while.
Yep. And I got to say, Marcelle will always hold a special place in my heart because of her on my talk show. Yeah, Marcelle, some of the things she talked about, we're not going to talk about it here, but you have to go look it up. She's the one that put me over the top to get monetized. Her video just took off. I don't know how or why, but I will always be thankful to Marcelle for that.
Yeah, I should probably go rewatch that one too. I'm just kidding.
Well, see that, and that's the thing. I mean, that's why me and Mike are doing this stuff right here. Me and Mike started 4 days apart from each other.
Yep.
On YouTube. Okay, so it was like we put up a video, and both of them were horrible, but me and each other, well, that was great, Mike, really nice.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Well, I mean, the food we were making was great, but
Yeah, yeah. But the
what-
commentary was-
commentary, boy, we needed a lot of work.
And
Everybody does when they start. Man, my first few videos are rough. Like I've got that saltine cracker video. That was literally like, it was either the first or second video I made when I started speaking on YouTube. And I ramble and I go on and I was thinking, I'm just gonna make this video. It's just gonna be practice. Who's gonna watch it anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried my hand one time. I didn't do any talking in it, and I decided to do a voiceover on it. And so I got doing the voiceover, and I'm watching the video and trying to do the commentary on it while I'm watching it. And I said, "Oh, good Lord, what am I doing now?" I tossed that video. I tossed it. I said, "No, I can't put this out here. This is awful. This is."
my grandson was the one who started me off with it. Okay, Pop, you got to make a video and we'll put it up on YouTube. Okay, so we got done. We got done with it, and he says, "Got to edit it now." What are you talking about? Edit? What do you mean? What's that mean? You got to go in there, Pop. There's some stuff we can't put in there.
As if shooting the video wasn't hard enough.
Yeah. I said, like what? What kind of stuff? What are you talking about? He said, Pop, you can't say you son of a bitch on YouTube. So yeah, and then that's what.
And then
Tom.
And then Tom's had those moments where he's had camera soup.
Camera soup. That's one of my favorites.
Oh no.
You can yeah. Or I set everything back up again, and Marie stands on the corner of the cabinet, on the counter, and she leans on the counter like this. And once I start going off, I get tongue tied, okay, or I'll do something stupid, right? And all of a sudden, I'll hear the front door close. She's outside watering the plants, So. What, Marcelle? What was your worst video that you ever made? What was the worst one?
Well, I would put, don't want to jinx myself, but I can't even watch that saltine cracker video because I ramble so much and I'm out of it. And then I'm like, oh my God, I look so tired. And, but people I think I'm not even sure. I'm over 70,000 views, 76,000 views or something on that. And, but it's insanity. But I actually just took a video down that I had posted, now that you've asked, I'm just saying full disclosure here. No, but I posted a soup that had I put some chipotle peppers in it, and I made the mistake when I made the soup, and I was rolling with it. I put the whole can of chipotle peppers, little can, in the soup.
Mucho caliente.
That dang soup was like fire, and so it tasted really good, and I realized after I did it. I put all kinds of cautionary things in there. This packed a punch, use 1 or 2 peppers, don't do this, all this stuff. But then I was terrified that somebody was going to do what I did. And I don't know. So anyway, I made that one. I took it down and I'll redo that because it's a good soup. But I didn't want anybody to burn their face off trying to make it like I did.
Do hashtag anal terror.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Where is the tux?
Oh man. Yeah.
Dude wipes.
I need a powder. I need a
dude wipes.
Hashtag I need a powder puff.
Yeah. Ice pack. Stat.
It was very hot. I know. So yeah.
Well, Marie was never one for hot peppers or anything else like that. When I was diagnosed with bladder cancer, we were in North Carolina, and she grew just about everything. Okay, so I wasn't eating any kind of meat or anything like that, just to get everything calmed down to a point. So I used to get them what was it, 100-calorie rounds, bread rounds, and I'd cut up an onion and I get a couple of hot peppers. I love my hot peppers. Not a lot of them, but here and there. Well, she says, well, how come you don't make any for me? That's because she don't like them. Okay, well, that switched. All of a sudden, now nothing crazy, but she likes the hot peppers. So now I think she's trying to get even. I think it's another story coming up. Okay. I was making my Tommy spice, and I have different spices and stuff like that. Well, she decided to make her own spices.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, ice pack. She said, "Is it too hot?" I said, "I smell a story coming. I really do."
I
Yeah.
can literally smell the heat off of it too. Smell that
So-
story.
So do you play, Marcelle? Do you play around with different spices, or you make your own blends up, or as far as especially with the sweet stuff and everything?
I do.
Uh-oh.
I do make a lot of my own blends. I have a Greek seasoning that I use in a lot of stuff, and then I make taco seasoning that I use. I mean, like all the time, like literally. And I'm actually getting ready to make up a batch of homemade pumpkin spice and homemade apple pie spice, which I made last year, but I'm completely out because I made those experimental recipes for those, events coming up. And I'm going to post the pumpkin spice one. And but yeah, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I love it. And then I love the Chinese five spice, but I haven't made that one. I bought some of that, but that stuff's so good.
Yeah, that's my go-to for when I'm have a sweet tooth going. Okay, I'll put that something about cinnamon that you put it on. You're already thinking that it's going to be sweet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the five spice with the different cloves and stuff in it that I sprinkle on. I mean, there's no set rule that when you make baby back ribs that you got to put barbecue sauce on it. Okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
When I love a Chinese restaurant, I love their barbecue that they put on. It's sweet, but it's a different taste and stuff like that. So we get around in the kitchen pretty good, and for the people who don't, okay, that's why I try to have other. But most of the people in the chat cook, so. Playing with your food is my theme. You know what I mean? To change it up, not necessarily. Keto's not a bad word. Low carb not a bad word. Bad words. Okay, it's just a different way of eating and stuff.
Well, the thing is with what we cook, it doesn't have to be keto or low carb. Marcelle does stuff that's keto and low carb, but it doesn't have to be that. I mean, anybody can eat it. It's good, period.
I got a video coming up. I think this Sunday or whatever like that, and I talk about that. Okay, the foods that we eat. I mean, I can watch what Marcelle makes. Okay, like I did with the rounds and stuff like that, or other desserts, and alter it to fit my lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just like all of our stuff like that. Like dude made a couple burgers and different stuff. The wine and the burgers, dude, that took me over the top. That I said, you know what? Nothing wrong with that. Why not? There's places out here in Vegas where you can get a burger for $40.
Yeah.
So it's all.
Yeah, I had one of them while I was out there. It ain't worth it.
No.
Right.
So I have a question. So
Go for it.
What's the difference between low carb and keto? I've always been reluctant to say, like, in some things I wanted to post, like, keto pumpkin chili or something like that. But I'm reluctant to use the word keto. I always just say low carb because I know that can cover a multitude of things, and I don't know if keto is something.
Well, low carb.
Go ahead, Mike.
Keto is low carb, but low carb is not necessarily keto.
Yeah.
So, and it all amounts to in many ways to the ingredients and to the amount of carbs.
Okay.
That's where the difference lies. Keto is about the pure eating. Where you stay away from the wheat, you stay away from no wheat gluten, the wheat gluten, nothing gluten in it, because some of the even though they're put as keto breads and they are zero net carbs, they still have some wheat in it and some it's wheat fiber, but it's still part of wheat, and those are in keto. Those the diehard keto folks, that is a no-no.
Yeah.
So keto is more like meat and veggies, like more pure.
Right. Right.
No sugars. No sugars.
Right. No sugars, no starches,
No baking mixes, no
nothing.
sweeteners, no.
Nothing. No.
Okay, I got.
It's the outer aisles of the grocery store.
Yeah. And
that's
what
it.
happened? What happened with that? The whole thing was they seen the trend. I guess big food or big farm or whatever you want to call it. They seen a trend coming. Okay, with it, and it was well, we're going to jump on a bandwagon before, doctors recommended like Cheerios. Doctor recommended or cardiologist recommended Cheerios.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Also, some of them also recommended cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. So my take of it is low carb is dirty keto. Okay. Dirty keto is like 50 carbs or less or under 100 carbs. Okay. If you don't have, here's my the way I divide it up. If you are type 2 diabetic or type 1 diabetic, okay, dirty keto is no good for you because it still allows little sugars and some carbs in it. Okay. Keto is the way it was designed was supposed to be super clean.
Right.
All right. And no carbs, zero carbs and stuff like that. So in the beginning, I started out 20 carbs or less. All right. Now you have, which the whole idea is learn how to fill yourself up so you don't want anything else the rest of the day or night, whatever your time is. Now carnivore comes in. Okay. Carnivore is just meat, just strictly, basically beef. Okay.
And carnivore is also keto.
Yeah, exactly. So now they have ketovore. Okay, they have people that are doing ketovore. Well, I mean, it just keeps going and going and going and going. So they want to put that trendy thing on it, like Weight Watchers and all this gimmicky kind of stuff is. But if people just sit back and learn, sugar's bad. No matter how you add it up, sugar is totally bad for you. The foods that you eat that have high carbohydrates in it turns to sugar. Okay? It does. If you're not diabetic, you can have a sweet potato with dinner. It's not going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Me, it might turn my numbers up. But here's the difference. Real quick. I don't want to, we're supposed to be talking to Marcelle. But here's the difference. Okay? I learned they put me on with my knee this time, put me on steroids.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? And the doctor said to me, this might raise your blood sugar.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they ain't no might. It will. They ain't no.
Whoa. What are you talking about? I'm fighting here to keep my blood sugar down. You're giving me something with no other worries about any other side effects. And it did. My blood sugar jumped up to 300.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
and those steroid shots, those hurt too. Those hurt. So
yeah, I mean, it's all depends on what you just got to watch your eating, just like what you do with your children and stuff. What Mike does, the little guys and stuff. It's all how you put it out there. That's all.
Oh yeah.
We got our little guys. All they wanted was garbage. It was constant.
Right.
And now they almost turn their nose up to it. They don't want a fruit snack.
Yeah. That's why I told Mike Keto Mike, anything that we cook, okay, just let it. This is what we do. This is how we do it. Okay, this is our story, and go from there with it.
Right.
All right, I'm done with my rant. I'm sorry.
So what's the difference between carnivore and ketovore? Since we've gone down this rabbit hole now,
well,
it seems a little redundant.
Go ahead, scientist.
It's still mostly about the meat, but they will throw a few vegetables in there.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
It's not very much. It's mostly about the meat.
Yeah. I watched a show the other day about on YouTube about it, and they were getting ready to have spaghetti. They were calling it spaghetti, and they called it keto carnivore spaghetti. What are you doing? What are you doing? And it was from one of the doctors.
Now I'd have loved to have seen how they pulled that one off.
It was Mike. You need your coat on, that's for sure.
Wow.
I mean, man, the only thing I can think of is, but even still, it's not going to make a noodle. It's going to.
Marcelle, that's your homework for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you like egg. If you put like egg in a Ziploc bag and you just poke holes in it and let the egg kind of drizzle into broth or something, or into the sauce or something, it's not gonna make a noodle. But you could make egg drop soup. But you got,
Yeah, I
you
mean
know.
it's a well now right now the big craze right now I see is cottage cheese. They're taking
Oh, I
cottage
love
cheese and
it. Yeah.
taking it anyway, all different ways.
Yeah,
So I mean that's the new thing. Everybody's making stuff out of cottage
and
cheese.
I'm guilty of it. I have got so many cottage cheese recipes I want to put out, but and I I'm telling you, I'm overrun with cottage cheese recipes that I want to do,
Yeah,
and I got to get them done. I started doing them. I've done a couple, but I hadn't done very many. May have been only one actually, where I made a chaffle using cottage cheese. And
that's what we're having. That's what we're having tonight. We're having hamburgers, right? Cheeseburgers with chaffles made from chaffles. And
All right, guys, we're ready for carnivore spaghetti.
yeah,
Cream cheese, ground pork rinds, pesto sauce, and eggs.
Yeah.
You make a noodle out of it.
I do one with cream cheese, Parmesan, and pork rinds. Okay,
Oh.
blend it up, put it on a flat. I have a pan, a cookie sheet, but it's the high side. I pour that in there, and actually I found that from Alan. Alan's awesome keto world.
and did he
And
get it from Anita
lady from
over?
Canada.
Yeah, a ketogenic woman,
Yeah,
Anita.
I tweaked it up a little bit here and there, put a couple different things in there, and I lowered the temperature on it because the outsides were burning on it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't make that stuff a lot. I feel like I'm falling back into a little bit of the ketovore type of thing. With everything I eat is clean, no labels on it, so vegetables and whatever meat and stuff. Where a lot of people won't eat pork, but I will. I will. There's nothing.
I'm mostly clean, with a
Quick
few
question.
exceptions.
Go ahead,
Oh, sorry.
Marcelle.
Oh no. Well, okay. I know you guys have cooked pasta with those egg life wraps, which I can't find.
Mhm.
Maybe if I go into one of the bigger cities around here, I could find them. But didn't one of y'all make them homemade? Like you made them, or am I thinking of somebody else? You made them, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom did.
That
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I thought you did, Mike.
I have made them. I haven't. I did a video, but they looked ugly.
Yeah.
They tasted so good. They tasted really good, but they was ugly.
Look by its cover, right?
Yeah.
Were they like more like egg life dumplings?
yeah, they were. And I think I'll just not put that video out there. They tasted great.
I got so mad at egg life wraps because I'm watching these people on here, getting stuff from companies and everything else like that. So I put up I actually contacted them. And I said, why is it that between me and a couple of guys in the keto world, we got over 500,000 views about your product, and you don't send us crap? Okay. I guess my wording wasn't too good, but I guess for the corporation, whatever. Well, they sent me $1 off coupon.
Wow. Congratulations.
I told Mike, I said, I got to send you out 50 cents, buddy.
Yeah.
We hit it big.
But here's the thing. They went up $1 in the store too.
Yeah. They're starting to fade away with it. They're okay. Overpriced. There again. They caught the wave with everybody doing it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And now that not that many people are doing it. So thanks to Alan, okay, showed us, and like I said, I get my ideas from a lot of other different people. I'm old school cook, okay. I follow different ways in here, but just change things around a little bit. That's why I like what you do, Marcelle, because you're a little bit out of the box type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Well, thank you.
No, and I think that's a big plus because not many people cook anymore. I mean, as far as like what we do, everything is Uber or Grubhub or whatever the hell you call it. You know, and they have no clue what they're eating. Have no clue. So
I have a question for Marcelle. Who would you consider your influences in cooking are?
Ooh, good question.
Definitely my mom, for sure. And she was a busy lady. She worked outside the home. She had 5 kids home to feed, and she we ate a lot of hamburger helper. But then she had other things. Like peach cobbler to me is what everybody calls a dump cake. Like I thought peach cobbler was always made with the cake mix on top, but now everybody calls it a dump cake. But that was mom's peach cobbler. Very, very simple. She knew how to stretch a dollar kind of thing. Sorry. Oh, you can't.
I can hear you just fine.
Go right ahead.
No, I thought you couldn't hear it.
just listening to it, his blood sugar goes up. Just listening, his blood sugar goes up.
And then, if I had to pick a favorite celebrity chef, like really, honestly, I love Paula Deen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
but it's better, y'all. And boy, was she right. She got chastised for that.
Boy, did
Okay, but the butter and stuff. Okay, but right in reality, she's 100% right.
Let me show you. Yeah. Let me show you something. Let me see where's it at. I'm in my kitchen. We went to Savannah in 2016 on a road trip, and we ate at the Lady and Sons in Savannah. And this was one of my souvenirs from the Paula Deen store.
Oh yeah, butter, y'all.
It's a sparkly butter refrigerator magnet.
I like that.
I know Marcelle does enjoy a good road trip.
Oh yeah.
Well, you went to my favoriteest city in the whole state to go visit.
Savannah?
Yeah. I'm in Georgia, and that's my favorite city to go visit. Especially, I love going to Tybee Island.
See, we drove from, I'm in Central Texas, and we drove it. We only ended up having 3 full days there. And, you look at, travel magazines and things online, but once you actually get somewhere, you realize this is not nearly enough time here, So we definitely want to go back. Last year for Thanksgiving break, we went to Graceland. We took that week that the kids have off for school, and we went to Graceland, and that was so much fun. And this year we're going to do it too. We're taking a road trip. We're going to try to go to Colonial Williamsburg.
I haven't done that since I was high school when I did that last, and I need to do that.
Oh, Mike, sorry, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I didn't mean it.
So Marcelle, I got another question for you, Marcelle. Is the hub still on the service?
He is. He was active duty for many years, but now he's in the National Guard. But they get activated a lot, and so he takes a lot of trips, and he goes. Right now he's home, but he was gone. In last month, he was gone for 2 weeks. He had some things going on, and he had to go be support up in Fort Worth.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but he gets activated a lot. He goes a lot. We've been married we've been together for longer. But next year, in May, we'll be married 10 years, and then we dated for a couple of years before we got married. I did the math, and with all his trips since we've been married, this isn't counting when we were dating, but since we've been married, he's actually been gone for nearly 3 years of our marriage.
Wow.
Because he had a 9-month go to Afghanistan, several 90 days, several 6 months, several weeks here and there. But I tried to add them all up and remember. I was like, you've basically been gone for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
I remember when you were on my show, you couldn't say where he was at. It's just that he was deployed at the time, and then he was coming back within like the next month.
That at that time he was gone for 6 months, and he was over in Afghanistan again.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
Thank you for your service, please.
Well, yes, exactly. I tell you, my father was a career service. He was a Navy man, and so I have a lot of respect for folks in the service. A lot of respect.
Yeah, tell him
But
thank you. Thank you for
yes,
his
thank you,
service.
thank you. Yes.
I
I
will
would,
tell him. He should be getting home anytime now. I'm
I would,
sorry.
I would have went in the service, but I knew I would have been a potato peeler for the rest of my 4 years. So stayed the hell out of it.
So
Now, when you were on my show, you were also getting ready to move, and I remember like hearing trains and cars and stuff like that in the background. And
Yep. Yep. At our old house, we had a couple blocks over. There was a very active stretch of train tracks that cut right through the little town we live in. And so two or three times a day, you'd hear it, that train go off. Yeah. Now we're in the middle of the sticks. It's so quiet out here. I live in a place that if it gets too loud in the house, I go outside to have quiet.
that
So
sounds awesome. Amazing.
it is. I
I got one question. I got to ask you, Marcelle.
Okay.
Did you ever take care of your neighbor's light that was shining in?
I don't know what happened with that. It just, but there's a house that's closer to them up that hill. And I can only imagine. I think the master bedroom of that house is probably on the other side. And Lord have mercy. I bet they said something about that because that was
on.
It was unreal.
That was like a live that we did. Okay. We started talking. You started talking about it. And that took the conversation. That's what we were talking about. Was that like, well, maybe you should go over and talk to him nice and this and that. And I think I said, shoot it out or something. I don't know, something stupid.
Well, it
BB
was
guns.
funny because that Christmas, it was cold and it was right after Christmas. My kids did get a BB gun set, for Christmas. And so, my husband was joking, saying maybe Jared can go take care of that. And I said, no. But
So
it was super bright. Yeah.
I want dude.
Like a heat lamp. It was like a heat lamp for their chickens. And they set it in such a way that it shone straight down this hill and right at our patio where we sat outside, and it was bright, like so bright, like a star sitting on the hill.
they weren't heating them; they were roasting them.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So, dude, explain what we got everybody here right now about our collab that we're going to be doing.
Oh, and this would be great for Marcelle too. I know she's done a few collabs in the past.
Exactly.
So we are going to do a popper collab, and we are going to kick it off with a live on a Friday night or whatever night we choose. And we kind of used Lee as our guinea pig last week to do a live cook. And Lee does it all the time anyway, so it was no big deal for him. But we're going to have we want to continue to do this month after month, and to kick off the collab, we would have let's say October would be like me and Tom, right? And then let's say we have Mike, Lee, and maybe you or somebody as commentary. After it's done, everybody kind of falls in with the collab and they do their hashtag, they make their poppers, we have a good time. The next month rolls around, maybe we pick Steven and Marcelle as our live cooks and to kick off whatever collab we're doing. And then everybody falls in place after that and we have a good time, and then so on and so forth. Every month we would have 2 new cooks come in. They're not really competing, but we could make it almost a competition just to have fun with it. But I don't know. But anyhow, we have 2 new cooks come in every month to show us their idea of whatever it is we're cooking for that collab that month. So it's just kind of a rolling collab. But we kick it off with having a live cook. You get 1 hour. You can prep everything you want. And you just have to cook it while you're live.
Oh, I could totally. I do that. I do my cooking live sometimes, but
Exactly.
I love poppers. Love them. I could eat them just like a plate of those, just on their own with nothing else.
And I think we started off. I think we started off with saying, "Well, Uncle Steve jumped in and said that he was going to sponsor as long as we use his one of his rubs. Doesn't matter which one. Like I had brought up like Gator Shake or something like that. So,
So I
he
think
said
the
he
first
was
one we're
sponsored.
doing is October 6th.
Okay.
And then we do, the month later, we have new cooks come in. But we just wanted to do somebody from our group, to do it just to kick it off and work out the kinks. If I screw up, nobody cares, right? But if you're on the hot seat basically and screw up, you're gonna, because we didn't do our homework, then it looks looks bad on everybody.
Yeah. But just let me know. Pencil me in. I'll be there. But I'm definitely going to be there to check you guys out for sure.
And don't forget everybody who's in the chat and stuff like that. Friday nights, Mike is kicking back off again. The Grill and Dude show at 6:00 Mountain Time, Mike, or is it
7:00 Mountain Time? El Duderino and Friends.
There you go.
Oh yes.
Friday Night Live.
What time is it again?
7:00 my time. 9 years.
9. Okay.
And we talk about everything except for Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, and now Eric Masterson. We don't talk about those three people.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Gosh, the sun coming right through my window here.
Oh, very nice.
Let me out.
All right, so.
But yeah, I got a couple of ideas floating around. I gotta do me an experimental live cook to see if I got this figured out, and what I've got figured out actually works. Because if it don't, let's just say I'm in deep doo-doo.
Unbelievable. Marie says to me, "How come you don't film me when I'm cooking?"
I gotta catch up on Marie's. I gotta catch up on Marie's channel. I love her stories she writes, and I just have not. I've been struggling with time to sit and watch and participate at all. The school year started, and it gets crazy around here. I'm just thankful my daughter didn't play volleyball this time because then we're like never home, like ever.
Unbelievable. And there again, I mean, like I know Paige eats basically what Mike cooks and stuff like that. Okay. Marie, thank God she came around my way with it. She didn't have to, but cooking 2 different dinners for people is crazy.
That's tough.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say to everybody, you know what? Make it your own way. Make it you. Okay.
Yep.
Just got in my situation, I got to watch. Okay. I got to watch the sugars and stuff like that with my health, and medications I take too from that red bastard. Anyway, but yeah, it's a slippery slope if you're trying to stay healthy, but you don't know who's telling the truth anymore. That's fine.
Well, you know what also helps with kids, and I went on earlier about how I struggle to be organized a little bit, and it's true. But what does help, like if we were trying to eat, like if Evan and I were trying to eat low carb one week, like really trying to, meet some health goals for ourselves, and we're going to be making a bunch of stuff we know the kids won't eat, then I actually meal prep like ahead. Like I'll make them a pan of like baked spaghetti, or, pre-wrap a bunch of, chicken and cheese tacos, like stuff like that I know they'll eat. And I have that ready. And then of course we've got the freezer stuff, that they'll always eat. But we do meal prep, and that's a big, big help when you've got multiple, mouths you're trying to cater to in the house.
Yeah. See, and that for me to put together like a meal prep kind of stuff like that. All right, I'll steam up some broccoli. I'll cook stuff. I don't pre-cook stuff and put it away, although I should, because I do have a sous vide. I could put it in there, warm it up that way, or whatever. I know. I know for a fact that Grumpus does that. Okay, and I mean,
well,
Tom.
Go ahead, Mike.
I had a Grumpus moment today, by the way.
I
was filming a video, and as the first thing I thought of was, oh man, this is a Grumpus moment. So I did the video. I put my stuff on the smoker. I went back to watch it on my TV, and it's like, I went, damn it, Grumpus. I filmed it in slow motion. So
I did the same thing. I mean, holy crap. Mike laughed at me. Okay. I said, how the hell that I do. It was a collab to boot. Okay.
It was that last chance cook-off or
Yeah.
cookout or whatever.
I got all done. Told Marie we ate. I cooked it. We sat down. We ate. Filmed it. Boom. Took the camera into the office. Put it up, and it said on it for the time 4 hours and 28 minutes. And I put it on. I couldn't read.
So funny.
I couldn't redo it because we ate it. I was burping. Yeah.
And what he did was not cheap.
Yeah, I did lobster tails and stuff. So I'm telling Mike about it because me and Mike were going back and forth about it, talking like, geez, this is crazy. Trying to get everything right back and forth again. And all of a sudden, he just started laughing. He thinks it's funny.
Well, if it hadn't happened to you, you'd have been laughing too.
That's the God's honest truth.
That brings up a question. Marcelle, what's your biggest goof?
Goof, and probably with the chipotle peppers in that soup. I was like, I posted that video, but I was honestly like desperately afraid somebody was going to not read what I had written in the comment section and was going to spontaneously combust trying to make that soup, because we don't mind heat. And we were trying to eat that soup and we were like, oh my God, like this is hot. Yeah.
See,
so that was pretty
I can't do any kind of spicy in my house. I love spicy. But Paige don't do spicy. Hormel chili in a can, just straight Hormel chili in a can will break her out in a sweat.
That's the way Marie was.
I've where I was trying to do things and I thought I was filming and I wasn't. And so then I go to edit it or right after I did it, I try to stop the video and I figure out I never started it.
Yeah.
So
Marcelle, how you finding the food prices out yonder?
Some things are really expensive. Like we eat a lot of chicken breasts, and it's just gotten so expensive. Like it was always expensive, but now it's extra expensive. Like the multi-pack of chicken breasts that I thought was expensive at $7.50 is now like $15. So it's a lot. So yeah, some things are just crazy. Everything's gone up $1. Little jars of like Nutella and peanut butter, go and get it. And, it's gone up $1, just everything.
Do you have an HEB where you're at?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we have HEB. Lovely. Thank you. I love HEB.
Because I know they're big in Texas. I want to see one of them because I've heard they are great.
Oh, they are. They really are. They are. They try really hard, and they're always really good, active in the community. Like if there was a flood or any kind of natural disaster, they send food trucks down and supplies, and they're big into the community in Texas where they are.
So Marcelle, what's your future look like as far as YouTubing and putting videos and stuff out? You see it continuing?
Oh yeah, I'm here to stay. I enjoy it. I'm here. I enjoy it. We all have goals being here. We all have things we'd like to accomplish. But I'm here. I enjoy sharing. I enjoy the friendships, the community, everything. So I'm not planning to go anywhere. I'd like to hit 4,000 subscribers. I'm getting, fairly close to that. I'm not quite there yet, but
I'm at a stall. I don't know about the rest of everybody else. I just stalled out. I'm at one number and it's not budging. Goes up 1, drops 2, goes up 3, down 3. You know what I mean? It's just very hard to
how it always is.
My subs are going up, but
yeah,
my watch hours, they're stalled. This is Bruno, by the way.
Bruno, hey, how you doing, Bruno?
My granddaughter's dog. But I'll go up to 22. I got up to like 2,200 hours, and then it just fell down to like 2,050, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I can't seem to get past that. I stay in the low 2,000s.
Didn't they drop the threshold now to 3,000
hours? But it's not for monetization. It's for other things.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's-
monetization still the same, but the 3,000 hours allows you. Let's say I'll read it to you. I'll go over to it, and
I thought it said 500 hours and more, 3,000 watch hours.
Can't they do at that 500? Can't they do the super chats and stuff now?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
exactly what it was for.
yes.
But not the watch ads.
Yeah,
Here we
See-
go. You can have memberships, super chats. You can put do shopping stuff and put that up there. But you got to have 500 subs, 3 uploads within the last 90 days, and 3,000 watch hours. Of course, they still have the 3 million shorts, 3 million
good
views
Lord,
for shorts. Who the heck gets 3 million views?
at first they wanted 10 million.
Right.
Also, they dropped it to 3. Oh,
They
wow.
dropped
That's
it.
a
Yeah.
that's a piece of cake now.
I got 2,999,000.
Well, the monetization is still 10 million, but
On shorts.
that's what the 3,000 watch hours will get you.
Yeah.
But hey,
That's insane.
yeah, it is. It really is. YouTube has no sense of what's going on with people.
I didn't see the friendships. I didn't see them coming at all.
Yeah, me either.
Okay,
I didn't
I
see it
was
either.
putting up videos and stuff like that, and I'm saying, geez, it's like the little kid trying to reach the candy. He's just a little too short for it. Okay, but the other side of that was, wow, friendship. Well, I mean, all you guys, I would not have known.
Correct.
Everybody in the chat, I would not have known. So I see a different kind of wealth there.
Oh yeah.
Than getting pocket money. I mean, and doing this stuff. Okay, it's not cheap. Okay,
No, it's not.
No.
start making the soup and putting your camcorder up and have it fall into the soup. It doesn't.
no.
So,
Yeah, that was. When you told me that, I'm like, oh my Lord.
yeah, it was crazy. It was completely crazy. I looked at Maria. I just said, "We're out of business."
Mhm.
So,
Ugh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
That's why I video everything with this.
Yeah.
This is it.
I do everything with
Yeah.
my phone.
now, as you know, if you go back and watch some of my videos, okay, basically in every video you hear a beam or some kind of tone going off. Okay, it's my phone. Okay, that's when I get messages sent to me. Okay, is when I'm making a video. Have you heard it go off since? Nothing. Nobody sends me nothing. Only I said to Marie, somebody's watching. Somebody knows I'm on here. Ding bong or some kind of noise. Mike,
Yeah, I
what's in
used
your
to hit up
future,
Patrick.
dude?
Still doing it. I love being back on Friday nights, and outside continues to expand here, and the boys, that's in my future too. But now that everything's kind of settled in, they've been here for 10 months. We're all starting to get a rhythm, and I can now film with them, and you'll see them sometimes in the background, or you hear them talking. But it's just moving forward.
I sort of look forward to watching them. I love how you interact with them right away. Okay,
Oh,
that's fine.
absolutely.
Nice even keel, or I would be frantic. Don't touch that.
I got one video where you can see my grandson reaching over the bar trying to pick up something. And when I saw that, I said, I got to zoom that part in. And
Yes,
I got
sir.
more comments on that one part of the video than everything else.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
That's great.
Keto Mike, what's up? What do you got going? Anything?
I'm still a little ways away from being able to do any extensive cooking. I can light cook. I can't really stir real well. Anything that requires a lot of stirring, I'm kind of lost right now.
Okay.
But as soon, I'm praying to get that back soon. Which they tell me, oh, you are so far ahead of schedule on your recovery, and I'm like, I am. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and I'm like, I thought I was lagging behind. They said, oh no, you're doing great. You're doing great. most folks are not even close to this far by now. And I'm like, wow.
You let yourself take it easy now, and that way you have that quicker recovery. Just like with Tom, you let yourself heal, and then you can move on. It's when people start trying to get range of motion back they're not supposed to have yet, start setting themselves back.
Right, and you have to understand, I am with the biggest rule follower and doctor's instructions follower in the world, and if I even think about doing something that they've told me not to try and do yet, she'll say, "Don't do that." And I'm like, "Do what?" I know what you were fixing to do. And,
Marie writes everything down. I can go back to 2011 and tell you when I took a pain pill.
That's like my mom does the same thing with all her daily stuff. She literally has spiral notebooks that she keeps in a drawer, and like probably for the last 7 years, everything she's done in the kitchen is like they got the time, everything. It's like a journal.
Wow.
Yeah. I got something out. It's a viral video apparently. I just saw somebody making it on TikTok today that your teenagers might like. And dude, I don't know, your grandsons might like it too. And they use ramen noodles and made lasagna.
Oh,
that's a cool idea.
And you don't cook the ramen noodles ahead of time. You put them in the pan. You put ricotta cheese on top. You said
it right.
And you put
really.
Hey, thank you. And you put your sauce on there, and then you put your cheese that you want on it, and then you layer it with using 2 packs of ramen, doing that, and then put it in the oven and cook it like you would a lasagna for 350 for 30 minutes or so, 375 for 30, and pull it out. He pulled it out, and it was tender.
They leave the pasta like in the little bricks.
In the brick, and throw away the seasoning packet.
Yeah.
So I don't do TikTok at all. So unless those trends make it over to YouTube or Facebook, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, I'm not a TikToker either myself. I've tried it, but just didn't work.
Well, this guy was making it based on a video he saw. He said, "Well, let's just see if it's really true." And he did it. And
you can do pasta and you can put it in the oven or smoke or whatever, and you put something in it. Like Lee did cannolis, but it was hashtag cannolee, right? And they were very soft when he was done. It was like,
yeah. You can actually take regular pasta and cook, put it in the pot with the spaghetti sauce. Over time, it'll cook and stuff like
right.
It'll come out right, but
it's a pretty good video that he did on it, and he was skeptical. He said, "There's no way this will work," and he did it, and by golly, it was tender. And he said, "I can't believe these noodles are cooked." He said, "What's that?"
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to have pasta again, for sure it would not be ramen noodles. That's number one.
No.
I would get the shirt and tie on the overcoat and go to the best Italian restaurant and tell pasta me.
Exactly. There you go. So,
all right, guys, we're a little over an hour. Marcelle, is there anything you want to add to your?
No, you got it first off, Tom. What's in store for you?
Exactly.
Oh. Marie's listening. I got to block this. No.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, dude, there's some certain things you can get away with and other things you just can't do, especially now. I did a video yesterday. I get around with a walker. I have a knee brace on, and I cooked a little bit yesterday, and it put me under the table for a little bit.
Oh, man.
Just couldn't now because I'm putting all my weight on my other leg and stuff like that. And I broke my foot on that foot a couple years ago. So it's I just got to take my time with it, I keep telling Marie, I'm at that age where time's against you, When somebody says sit back and relax,
yeah.
And when they're 40 years old, no problem. When you're 68, you're going to be 69. Hey.
Yeah, but that's when you slow down. That's when things start happening.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, I'm going to keep continue what I'm doing, and I love what we did here today. I really do, because this is like old friends that I met a couple years ago, and we're still friends. I mean, we still watch each other's videos and stuff like that, and the camaraderie is unbelievable. I hope you feel the same way, Marcel. I really do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's been the most surprising thing. That's when I started YouTube and I finally got brave enough to talk, and then I got invited to a live stream. I remember the first time I clicked in, I went into a live stream. I was just in the chat, but I was so intimidated by it. Like I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. And like real people, interacting. But now it's so fun once I finally got brave enough. I've made some wonderful friends, real friendships, through all this. And that's been the most surprising and awesome thing.
Cool.
I think,
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
that's,
But, being I'm middle-aged, I'm in my 50s, I don't get out much, it's hard to make new friends. And then everybody that's my age, we're, all have kids and grandkids and things. Everybody's just busy,
Yeah, where I live, we have dueling walkers. So, yeah, unbelievable. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. A little over an hour. Marcel, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yes,
I really
indeed.
do.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
thanks for having me,
Marcel.
guys.
Dude,
thank you for having me as well.
Thank you for filling in for Lee.
Notice I
He's
changed it to producer.
Yeah, he's our executive producer of the show. Since Mike became the executive producer, we haven't seen a dime, but that's another show.
We need to
That's
renegotiate
because
our contract.
That's because Patrick keeps running up his credit card.
Yeah. Keto Mike, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Marcel, thank you so much. This was a delight. It was
Thank
an
you.
absolute
Thank you.
delight.
All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
stick around, and I'm gonna put this to the end. Good night, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so
See
much.
y'all.